So guys, buckle up. We just got a blast from the future, and guess what? 3.5 predictions from some mysterious future individual are already true. I mean, who needs a magic 8 ball when we've got time travel insights at our fingertips? This whole situation is like when your friend spills the tea about what's going to happen next week. It really makes you rethink how we view time, right? Now, let's dive into the story of Ken, the economics teacher who probably thought he was just going to teach kids about money and taxes. But wait. His average life took a major plot twist when his computer started spitting out some seriously weird messages. Talk about a surprise pop quiz. This was just the beginning of a wild ride that even roller coasters would envy. Enter the experts, a mix of linguists and historians who decided to put on their detective hats and investigate these messages. They found that the language used was like a historical treasure map. Imagine being a language nerd and realizing you've stumbled upon the ultimate credibility boost. Suddenly, everyone is questioning if this whole time travel thing is actually not just sci-fi. Now, let's talk about how chatting with someone from 2109 has totally flipped the script for how we make decisions today. It's like getting advice from a time-traveling older sibling who knows exactly what you should avoid. This sparks some epic philosophical debates about free will and whether we should just chill and let the future unfold or try to control our destinies. Spoiler alert, it's probably a mix of both. Oh, and don't get me started on the SPR, the Society for Paranormal Research. They've stepped into the scene like the Ghostbusters of history, tackling these super weird claims. Their skepticism is basically their mood like, are we sure this isn't just a really creative prank? You've gotta love the skepticism, because sometimes, you need that cool-headed friend to keep things in check, right? As the plot thickens, we discover that there's a historical link that's putting the very fabric of time and history on trial. It's like finding out that past events are still sending text messages to the present. So now we're all pondering how history gets written and whether your family's cringeworthy moments end up in a digital archive somewhere. Spoiler, they probably do. Now, hold on to your hats, because one of the prophecies is about a manuscript from a dude named Thomas Harden, claiming he talked to future beings. Yup, it's like he's the original influencer of time travel. Rumor has it this manuscript is locked away tight, probably guarded by a dragon or something, which definitely adds to the mystery vibes. Let's get a bit nerdy for a second, because we're diving into time travel principles. Think quark energy and cosmic forces. Yes, that's right, it's not just math homework. These concepts sound like they're straight out of a superhero movie. And honestly, if you can figure this stuff out, you might just have the keys to the universe, or at least your own backyard. The video also dives into Fermat's last theorem, a math puzzle that had mathematicians scratching their heads for centuries. Seriously, it's like the original Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Question. The eventual solution vibes with predictions from 2109, showing how math sure knows how to keep evolving like your favorite video game updates. And speaking of epic contributions, ancient civilizations gave us some serious math skills, like symmetry and negative numbers. Can you imagine trying to explain that to your friends who still think math is just about adding and subtracting? These guys were laying down the groundwork for counting money, and trust me, they knew how to avoid the scary budget monsters. But here's the kicker. The Pythagorean school was freaking out over irrational numbers, those sneaky little rebels like the square root of 2 that just won't fit neatly into fractions. It was like discovering that your best friend has been hiding a secret life this whole time. They really thought all numbers were fractions, and then bam! The math world exploded. Then we hit a breakthrough with complex numbers, like the square root of -1. Sound confusing? It's like when you accidentally order the wrong pizza topping and just have to roll with it. These complex numbers expanded our understanding of dimensions and rotations, kinda like if math went to a dance party and learned some new moves. And now, check this out, the idea of imaginary mass opens up a wild possibility of a mirror universe. Yep, where particles can zoom around but never break the speed of light. It's like they're in a cosmic game of tag that never ends. This whole framework is like trying to put together a massive puzzle where all the pieces are constantly moving. So, remember those historical predictions about faster-than-light particles? Yup, neutrinos are throwing caution to the wind and outrunning light speed. This has got scientists scratching their heads while the rest of us are just trying to keep up with the latest TikTok trends. It's clear we still have some mysteries to unravel in the physics world. In the quest for knowledge, diving into ancient texts might unlock universal truths, like the secret recipe for the world's best pizza. With tech like AI and Google's mega library scanning project, we're on the verge of uncovering some epic revelations about both the universe and time travel. Who knows what's next? Maybe we'll even find out if time travel is as simple as a Netflix binge. Now, let's give a shout out to David, who's snagging historical facts left and right. But hold up, how's a kid without Google pulling this off? It's like being stuck in a library but finding that one ancient scroll hidden away. Seriously, no Wi-Fi to help him out. How did he survive without memes and cat videos to guide him? And of course, conspiracy theories pop up like weeds in the garden, suggesting David had some inside scoop on the school's founders. Maybe he was researching like a pro before it was cool. This seriously raises red flags about the historical stories we cherish and if some folks are twisting the narrative for their own benefit. I mean, who doesn't love a good twist in the story? And let's not forget, the 1980s were a wild time for tech. Imagine pranksters pulling off remote control shenanigans that left folks guessing. So, David's genius might not be from some wise time-traveling guru but from some random tech-savvy tricks. I guess some people just can't resist a good laugh and a little trickery.